So wait, lover.
So you really you was more of a friend of Hev than more working for or with
Yeah,
Hev?
I was a friend. I was a working friend with Dwight Myers.
Okay.
He knew me. I was his friend. He developed the company. He got signed as an artist to Uptown Entertainment, and we just took the world like that.
So,
but I think that Hev was the first person in Mount Vernon to have a music deal.
mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, and I apologize to whoever thinks that I'm wrong. Well, thank God for sharing.
He's the biggest one.
Yeah, but Hev is the artist of the Four Square Mod.
Yes. Facts of life.
That's a fact.
Okay. So, with all this going on, did you know Puff? Because this is before Puff came to Uptown.
Right.
So, did you know of Puff? Did you know Puff as you knew Hev as far as growing up?
I knew Hev before I met Puff. I knew Hev way longer than I knew Puff. I grew up with Hev. I didn't grow up with Puff. I met Puff when Groovy Lou, brought me to P.Diddy's house in Scarsdale, New York. That's how I met Puff. And Puff liked my energy. Puff liked my presence. He liked my motivation. And brought me on the ladder and brought me on board. And that's how I met Puff.
Heavy D was already popping
before that meeting, before me meeting Puff. Absolutely.
And you happened to be with Groove.
Groove running through 3rd Street. He said, "Come on, black man, come on, I want you to go support me somewhere." And we went to some house in Scarsdale.
So you never knew Puff before this?
This is the time that I really sat down with P.Diddy.
Did you see him around in life?
I heard of him, and I did.
Because they say he was from Mount Vernon.
His mother had a house on Dell Avenue. He grew up in Mount Vernon. He went to fucking Mount St. Michael's High School. And I don't know how him and Groove met, but I know how I met him, and I met him through Groove. Groove introduced me to P.Diddy.
Okay.
Facts.
Wow.
So
at all this time, Heavy D is just
really
rocking.
the Vernon. Puff is really Mount Vernon.
Puff is really Mount Vernon. At this time, okay, we're gonna get right there. Heavy D is popping already. Okay, so now Puff is Mount Vernon, and you met him and you went up there. He liked your energy, and Groove had you in, and they said, "Let's work together.
Let's be building a brand called Bad Boy Entertainment, which is a company that distributes record information to the world and develop artists. And you know how the music.